Telling your story is an inclusive view of the people around us who share the same dreams and goals, but face different challenges moving forward. We hope you come away from each episode inspired. Keep watching for this episode of Telling Your Story with Terrell and Nic, coming up next. Hello and welcome to Telling Your Story with Terrell and Nic. We're so glad you tuned in to watch. I'm Nic.
I'm Terrell.
And
yes.
We are your co-hosts. We have a wonderful Montgomery County resident named Tom Vanderslice, who's here on the show today. Welcome, Tom.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yes, welcome to our show, actually.
Thank you.
So, Tom, can you share with Terrell and I, where did your story begin?
Well, it all started, I was born in good old New York City, 91, raised in northern...
New York, I like New York.
Oh, who doesn't love New York? I was raised in Montclair, New Jersey, very historical town, by the way. Great place to visit if you're ever up there. You'll love it. And, I was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder at 4 years old. And, I faced a lot of challenges growing up through life, dealing with special education, especially with socializing. It was a bit of a challenge for me, but, I've found my ways through the maze of how to make it.
That's wonderful. That's very inspiring.
Yeah, it is.
Can you talk a little bit, Tom, what do you think were some of the reasons that helped you navigate that maze so successfully? You had a lot of support from your family.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of support from my family and of course very trusted friends, but mainly, my family has given me all the best support, that I needed to make it through life. Advice, coaching, guidance, how to successfully live independently today.
Fabulous. So we wanted to ask you about, you live independently here in Montgomery County, and Terrell, you live independently also here in Montgomery County.
In Rockville.
And did you want to ask Tom about living independently?
Yes. What I do at my job, I get home, I work during the day, I get home during the night and go to sleep. Psych. I had to cook first and then do my chores after cooking. And then I like to cook. Do you like to shop?
Yes, I also enjoy cooking for myself. I usually cook like several days worth of food, so that way I don't have to cook almost every night. I can just throw it in the microwave and then maybe watch a little TV or just sit in the nice dining room where I can actually enjoy a traditional meal. And of course, every time I get home from work, I'm always, walking the dog and then making myself early lunch. So, and, just do regular housework.
Right, got to do it, right?
Yeah,
Nobody's doing it for you.
It's got to be done. I mean, it's not gonna, house ain't gonna stay up to date on itself.
Yeah, that's true.
If only,
right,
Tom, if
Tom.
only.
If only we had, if we work together, maybe some magic can happen.
Yeah,
that would be
maybe.
awesome.
I hope so.
So also on the independence front, you are someone who drives in Montgomery County. Can you talk to us a little bit about, driving in Montgomery County, but also you are very comfortable navigating also public transportation.
That's correct. How I navigate public transportation, it's very simple. Since everyone now has a smartphone nowadays, all you do is just go to Maps and Transit and then input your destination from your current location, and it'll tell you the best source of public transportation to use if you don't want to pay all that money for Uber or Lyft. Those things, they get you with those hefty prices.
So, Tom, is it different on the telephone? While you're using the telephone, does the price go down on it?
Does it register going down? Like when
Yes.
Tom looks up prices?
Right. Does it?
You mean like,
You mean, does it show prices?
Right.
Are you able to navigate the prices or no?
no, usually when you use public transportation, they'll tell you the prices. Like if you use the Metro train, prices vary, especially at peak hours.
Okay.
So that's how you can do that. But Uber and Lyft, they
Okay.
give you the estimated prices.
Okay.
If you use Uber Pool, by the way, you can get it cheaper for a ride.
All right.
All right, well, it's good
That's
to know.
good.
It sounds like you've really done the research to figure out what the best way to travel around is. Do you ever fly solo on a plane or out?
Many times I have flown solo. I've even flown solo across from France all the way back home.
Wow, can you talk about that? That's amazing. That's
Yeah, that
wonderful.
was
Well, we
amazing.
went to France for after when I graduated high school. You know, the traditional stuff that high school graduates or even college students, they take those trips to Europe
Yeah.
to celebrate a new chapter in their lives. So, I was taking some classes, had a nap about independence, and so they were starting early, so I had to go back a couple days early from France. So it wasn't nerve-wracking getting back. It was easy to get through U.S. Customs and immigration.
Boy, that's great.
Wow.
I know. I can't remember the last time I traveled solo anywhere.
That's true.
I know.
Well, I mean, I
The
visit my
last
dad a
time
lot in
I-
Florida, so
I
I'm
travel-
flying solo all the time. It's an adventure. It's actually pretty fun because you can choose what you want to do. You don't have to argue over what's going to be done and what.
Right.
Yeah, I take Amtrak to Philadelphia a lot of times.
Oh, that's right. You have a ton of family in Philly.
Yeah.
That's
to
great.
visit my grandmom.
Aw.
And then, and I got a funny story. Maybe maybe it will be so funny, but I don't know for sure. But anyway, we had a dog. Laws in our neighborhood, and then I was walking home from school. I look at the dog. And then he's just barking at me. So I was telling my brother, why is the dog barking? And he said, well, it got hurt. It got hurt. The dog got hurt. And
No.
he said I will walk behind the dog and try to talk to the dog, and then you see what happened. And then the dog was facing my brother. And then I saw a little needle inside of him, and then I yanked it out, and then he started licking me. I don't know why, but he started
you helped
licking
him.
me. Yeah.
And they say a dog is a man's best friend.
Yes,
And
that's
I
true.
think that's true.
Well, from my experience having a dog, I can tell.
Oh, that's
All right,
wonderful. I
that's
agree. I
nice.
have a dog too. Tom, can you talk about living on your own? Also poses the question, how do you continue to make those social connections? Can you talk about some of the ways that you do that in your life?
Certainly. Recently, or actually a year ago, I joined this social group, Hangout Hive is the name. They're based in Montgomery County. Group meets once a month. We discuss plans for outings. Each member can host it. We've gone to places such as Sugarloaf Mountain. I've been doing a lot of hiking there lately, and
Right.
we've gone bowling. We've gone to the movies. We've gone out to eat for dinner. Even especially Benihana, we've been there. That was one of my favorites. Recently, too, I have been elected public relations coordinator for Hangout Hive. So it's like being in management. So we we recruit new members of Hangout Hive, and we work together with social gatherings, meeting agendas, and discussing previous outings that we've done and possible future outings at each meeting. So it's a terrific social program. Everyone's a lot of fun there.
It's wonderful. It also sounds it's self-governed, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are, it's not like you're working through another organization. You guys all make these decisions.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's wonderful. And congratulations on your leadership role after 1 year in a group. That's fabulous.
Yeah. The previous president thought I should take the position as public relations coordinator because, no one wanted any thought of me, so I figured why not go for it.
That's great.
Wow, that sounds good.
I know.
Tom.
It's a knock at the door for an opportunity that helps build better ways of your future.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
public relations, getting to know all of the things in the county and really listening
Yeah.
and hearing other people's thoughts and feelings.
Recently, I did my first interview with a new member with our social chair and our new president. So management team with our new Hangout Hive member. So it felt truly amazing. I was even given good feedback of new policies I've been suggesting for Hangout Hive.
So,
that we
Tom,
need to
Tom
keep-
one
That's great.
question. So with friends, you're good with friends, or do you need more friends?
Are you good with the amount of friends you have, or are you looking to widen
I'm
that and
sort of-
expand?
I'm sort of in the middle. I would say, there's always people out there that you can meet. You never know who you might run into these days.
It's
They're
true.
truly amazing people out there.
So
you
we'll
work for.
be right back in just a moment to hear all about, as Tom shares about his hobbies, his job, and Tom has some very special, heartfelt advice for families who may have children on the autistic spectrum. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Yeah, don't go away. We will be right back. Remember that.
Coming here and having a group like this where she just fits in perfectly, where we're accepted, we belong, we're the community.
It's just a chance for us to really coach these kids and challenge them, but at the same time motivate them, support them, and encourage them to be better soccer players.
My neighbor is actually one of the athletes who participates in this, and I was babysitting him and I was playing soccer with him, and his dad told me about this program and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Watching this inspirational group of athletes smile and have fun and get to shine as individuals has just been wonderful. As a parent of one of the buddies, it's been a real pleasure to come out here and see this develop.
It's really changed her life. I mean, she's very happy, and she feels like she's a part of the team and very special.
And every single time I come, the athletes put a smile on my face.
Just being a coach, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? To help these kids and to be a part of their life.
The way you see the players interact with each other, interact with us, this is making a big difference in their life, and it's making a big difference in my life too.
Welcome back to Telling Your Story. Today, Terrell and I are chatting with Tom Vanderslice, a local Montgomery County resident who lives independently and who is also on the autistic spectrum.
Hi, people. Okay. So you're talking about hobbies. What do you want? Do you hike to New Mexico or New York from here?
Hike to.
What is your hobby?
Oh,
So yeah, do you hike in New York, or do you
Yeah.
go hiking in New Mexico?
Yeah.
New York, I would say, but mostly DC because we're right outside there. But
All right.
Any special places here, Tom, that you really enjoyed going to?
my most favorite is the countryside of Maryland, especially Sugarloaf Mountain.
Yes.
And where they have that wine tasting farm. You should
Yes.
stop by there.
Yeah.
It's a great place to relax and a great place to unwind after when working hard all week. It's how I get my productivity up and running. So be recharged for the following work week.
Sure, taking a break, kind of.
Yeah, unwind. When you work hard all week, you need to relax for a couple days. Be recharged. Your brain
Sure.
needs that.
Absolutely.
It's healthy for your brain and keep your confidence up.
Absolutely.
Positivity especially.
And what about other hobbies? I know that you are quite a good nature photographer. Can you talk a little bit about that? How did you get into that?
Well, it started off, let's just say it started with an iPhone. I started taking pictures because I'm into trains as well. So I started taking photographs of them and, light fixtures of train stations, all of that growing up in Montclair. So I was getting comments about my photo skills. So I was given a digital camera by a friend of mine that never used it, and I just kept going with it. And back in 2011, I had my own photo show, and it was a big hit. And after a while, I took a break from my photography because I was getting my future together in order. And then I just recently started back up, and
That's wonderful.
and if you go to my Facebook, Tom Vanderslice Fine Art Photos, you can follow the page, and I usually upload several photos every week.
I have, and they're beautiful, Tom. They're really, really beautiful.
My most favorite is up at Sugarloaf Mountain. That's my favorite part, and especially Georgetown, the historical landmarks. Great place to edit photos. You can go from all kinds of photos, black and white, neo, sunscreen, or Arctic mode. However you want. Light up the clarity or adjust it. Go crazy with it, however you feel.
Wow, Terrell, I'm inspired. What about you?
Yes, I am too. Can you put it on a rainbow color?
It depends on the editing software you have on your computer.
That's a cool idea, though.
Yeah, that is.
And Tom, you are also an actor, is that right?
Yeah, I'm currently an actor for ArtStream. I started in autumn of 2015, and I kept going with it, and because I enjoy acting a lot, because people say I speak incredibly well and have a strong sense of humor, especially. So I kept going into it, and I just enjoy from there.
That's wonderful.
That sounds good.
And can you talk to us about work? I know that you are working, and I'd love for you to share your story about work with our audience.
Certainly. I'm currently working at Home Depot. I have been there for more than a year now. My recent anniversary just passed late August.
Congratulations.
Wow,
Thank you.
congratulations.
It's truly a fun place to work, and it's an incredible, positive, family-friendly environment. Everyone, my coworkers especially, and my managers have been great to me. They're like family to me there, and they're always there to help me whenever I need them. So, and I help them. We work as a team, MET team, merchandising execution team.
Okay, MET. Oh, MET. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
MET.
MIT. Yeah.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Now, Tom, we have heard via the grapevine that you are very good with accents.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah,
Yes.
so Terrell and I were wondering if you wouldn't mind regaling us with some of your favorite accents.
Go for it.
Certainly, madam. I could do my British accent if you want, or however you want to hear it, but I have fooled a lot of people with this accent, making them sound like I am from England. It's a beautiful place to live. Great place when I was growing up there. Especially when I got to meet the actors of Harry Potter. Oh my God, they have grown up so fast.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Wow,
That's
good.
really good.
But I am now doing a Scottish accent with all the dude out there.
Oh, that's really fun.
James McAvoy inspires me on that too.
Yes, James McAvoy inspires me as well. He's a wonderful actor. So, Tom, can you talk to us a little bit about if you had the opportunity to share your story with a family whose child maybe was just diagnosed with being on the autistic spectrum, what would you say to them?
It could get a little emotional, so.
That's okay.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, we're cool. Safe space, right, team?
Yeah, safe space.
Safe space.
That's what I like to hear, teamwork.
Yep.
Anyway, parents out there who have kids with autism spectrum disorder, be there for your kid. Help guide them through this real world. It's a very tough world out there. They see things differently that non-autistics see. They hear things differently. They're very sensitive in their five senses. So Help them be who they are, and don't ever let anyone judge them for who they are. Defend them. Help them have a good life, because they can live a good life if you help them put their mind to it. Give them the support they need. Love them, care for them. Be like their parents out there. If you have an autistic kid, when you help them, you're like a real hero to them. You're a hero every day for them when you help them be who they are. And it is a tough world out there, once again. Help them as much as possible. Be happy for what talents they have. Help them explore what talents they have. Because you never know. Autistics out there tend to have very special gifts that they can use for this world that can really come in handy. Like, talk about the Rain Man, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
True story.
Go
Great
for
movie,
it.
though.
Great movie, though. Yep, no, I totally hear you. T, what would you say?
Yeah, I like The Rain Man. The Rain Man is a good movie.
Yep.
He can easily count a box of toothpicks in 1 second. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what a great point, though, Tom, to really recognize the gifts and the beauty in it. And I think, especially with families whose children may have just been diagnosed, it's hard to see what the future looks like. And you're what the future looks like.
The future can hold for them. There is always a future out there for them, because they have everyone's born with a talent and a gift that they can use for this world that can really help others.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Parents out there, you can be an advocate for the autism community to help raise awareness for autism, because with your voice, a voice matters. You're paying it forward for society. You're making it a much easier life for them and for those other parents out there that have autistic kids. They can be successful if they're taught the right way to make it through life.
It's wonderful.
Yes.
Definitely,
Tom.
definitely
That's
wonderful.
Right.
And you are, and I know we've talked about this, you are a very sort of happy, you enjoy your life in Montgomery County. What are some goals that you have for 2020, Tom?
That is a good question, because you never know what the future may hold.
Right.
Because, every day goes fast. The time is ticking.
Yeah.
But, if you set a goal for your life, but you must make the decision, stay committed to it. Don't break that commitment. But if you put your mind to it, you will accomplish it. Think it, do it, and live life to its finest.
What's one thing you want for yourself that you're working for right now?
Maybe get married someday.
Excellent. Excellent. Wonderful. Well, I have no doubt that you will.
Yeah, Tom, just believe in yourself and it will happen. If you don't believe it, it won't happen. You have to remember that.
Believe in yourself, they say.
Yeah.
Respect yourself.
Yes.
That's a really good point, T, to really, you got to believe it. Because if you don't believe it.
No one's going to be there to help you.
Right.
Because if you don't believe in yourself, it's not going to just fall out of the sky. It's not going to be handed down to you. You must get out there and you must work hard for that to accomplish what you want in life in this real world. Because people may be there to help you, but you can't expect to learn it from that person. Your mind must be able to learn that.
Yes.
That's
One
so
important
true.
thing, try to learn
That's
something
right.
new every week, if you can.
That's great.
That's right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep, that's very true. Okay, folks, enjoy your night. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Telling Your Story with Terrell and Nic. And a very special thank you to a wonderful resident here in Montgomery County, Tom Vanderslice. You might catch him at Sugarloaf Mountain sometime doing a little hiking or walking around with a camera. Tom, we have no doubt that you will continue to find success and happiness here in Montgomery County and beyond. And Terrell, if he gets married, Can we go to the wedding?
Yeah, we can.
Definitely.
Okay,
All right.
thank you, Tom. Make sure that you invite us.
Everyone here will be invited.
Awesome. And like we always say here at the show, no matter where you are in your life,
Keep moving forward.
and Tom, what would you add to that?
Don't worry too much. Be happy. Be happy for who you are and what you have accomplished in your life.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.